Hey everyone, it's me again with the next How to Fix Doomfist video. So we finally made it. This is the second to last video for the How to Fix Doomfist video series. After this one, I'll make a video kind of combining everything I've done so far to make one that will actually fit in the game. So yeah, this will have the same format as all the previous videos, where at the end I say what changes I think need to be done to fix the move, and then give a more wild card idea of how to change the skill. And I have a few for this one. I have three. The first two are pretty small, kind of, but you know, it's they're pretty big changes, but they're not that crazy. But the last one, yeah, it's not that bad. I'm exaggerating, but yeah, the last one is a little bit more of the wild flavor. So yeah, anyways, this is what I think most of you guys have been waiting for me to get to Meteor Strike. So Doomfist's ultimate ability has been ridiculously bad ever since Overwatch 1. It actually used to be pretty good, but then they had to nerf it. So as of now, Doomfist Ultimate does 300 damage at the epicenter and 100 to 15 damages in the outer ring, depending on how close the enemy is to you. Shields generated from this move now I think is 75 shields of over health. Again, I'm not used to that, but 75 over health for everybody you hit. So but it's capped at like 150, I believe. So, you know, 150 plus his normal 450 caps him at 600 HP. Now, originally, the OG version of the move, the maximum damage of the outer ring was I think it went down from 300. I don't remember what the minimum was, but I think the center was 300, and then it just kind of continued in the outer ring all the way down to something. But they got rid of that because essentially you would always, and I mean always, kill Ana and Zen. Like, there was nothing they can do. Going down from 300 to let's say the outer edge was, I really don't remember. Let's say it was like 100. From 300 down to 100, a Zenyatta that's running away or an Ana running away, they would still take like 250 each time, or at least 200 every single time, while they're like halfway across the entire damage area. So the change made sense. It kind of sucked, but it did make sense. I was always, you know, jumping on those guys. But they nerfed it so much that essentially it was honestly mostly used to escape or like set up. So it went from being able to kill, do a good amount of damage, to it wasn't even for the damage anymore. Like, when I would use it, it would be to, let's say, land on top of a roof just to set myself up to get a really good seismic slam down. And it was also just used for like an escape. I was just throwing it around every time. It did not, and still does not, feel like a tank's ultimate, because tanks have really powerful ultimates. All of them do, I believe. Especially Orisa now. God damn, that shit is nice. I really like her ultimate. Yeah. So anyways, with time, I really tried to stop using it as just an escape. But I tried using it more for, you know, just being part of my everyday combo, because I think if used properly, because it used to, if I remember correctly, it used to just automatically reset all of your cooldowns. Now I think it just speeds up your cooldown speed, I think by like 100% or something. So double, everything comes back twice as fast while you're, I guess, in the air or whatever he does. So back then, if I would seismic slam a group, I would uppercut them, then in the same string of moves, use my ultimate and go back down like immediately, right on the same spot. And then seismic slam again, and then uppercut everybody again, and then just punch away. It would do a ton of damage to everybody that was kind of trapped in that onslaught, but I can't really say it was ever really good at killing. I really can't say that. But yeah, I would do that entire string. Those are like 5 different moves, and within like 6 seconds. So, you know, you would have people running away and stuff, but it would really, you know, mess up the team's composition, and, you know, I'll probably get a kill, but it wasn't that good because people just kind of run away. Now, another issue I used to have with the move was that it took so long to land, and everybody had like these movement abilities that they would just leave. They would just leave the landing area. The enemy would hear you activate your ult. They would hold on to their movement ability, whatever it is, and they'd also spread out. So even there, you could only really aim for one person. And as soon as the light appears around them, they just kind of, you know, jump away. Even Annas don't give a shit anymore, right? Because if you use it on an Anna, she just fucking nades herself. I hated it even when like McCrees were dodging my shit. And I'm actually really good at aiming my ultimate. I think I'm pretty good at it. So I get that it's up to the player to, you know, time it right so that they can hit the right targets. But come on, McCrees? Even McCrees could just roll out of the way. And yeah, then the lag time before, after you land, you know, somebody would sleep you or hook you, or it was just, especially if you didn't hit anybody, so you don't get like any extra health, you're just kind of standing there looking stupid. And everybody's just staring at you in a big circle. But they changed it fairly recently. I think it was last year, sometime last year, when they implemented all these new things some of the Overwatch League players wanted. I think it happened at the same time that Reinhardt's Hammer Down did like a ton of damage at the epicenter. But yeah, like one other thing that I said in the how to play Doomfist video I made. So yeah, by the way, you guys should go check that out. I made it before you know, my channel hit the I did it before my channel hit the YouTube algorithm. So yeah, it's a good watch and ties into a lot of the things I say now. A good way to use it, I found, is to use his empowered fist to punch like 3 people into a wall, and during their stun animation, you activate your ability and just slam directly on them like immediately. And it works best if you're, you know, if you're like right in front of them when they're hitting the wall. That way you don't have to spend the time to travel there. But yeah, if you do that, you will pretty regularly hit more than 2 people. Now, a lot of them have, you know, movement abilities, so they just kind of jump out the way. But yeah, that's been a pretty consistent way for me to do it. But, you know, it's so much setup that it's nice to use it if it's there, but if not, then you don't have to go out of your way for it. So anyways, let's get to the how do we fix this. So my first suggestion you might not agree with until you hear how it ties into the second suggestion. But first, let's review again how the new Doomfist works, how he's supposed to be played, because that's a big factor in how I'm putting everything together. Like I say in every single video, Doomfist no longer is a concentrated killer. His role now is to whittle down at the entire enemy team's HP at the same time. He's living, breathing AoE damage. Keeps the entire enemy at like 50 or 75% their health, their maximum health, so that, you know, the rest of your team could come in and clean up. That's why he works pretty well, I found, with like Junkrats and Pharahs and things like that, because they just kind of end up one-shotting everybody if he's doing his job right. So yeah, that's what he does. All his moves now are weak but can hit everyone. Now with that out of the way, we can talk about the actual changes. Firstly, there is no reason that no matter where you are in the area of damage of his ultimate that you should be taking 15 damages. Come on, Blizzard. Seriously, come the fuck on. 15? The minimum should be 50. His ultimate is now just a more concentrated version of his Seismic Slam. It should be a smaller area, but more damage. There is no reason for you to take less damage than the regular Seismic Slam ability. 15 is just completely fucking ridiculous. It's just a bad joke. However, considering the reasons why they changed the max damage, we can't buff the damage to the level where the outer ring will kill an Ana or a Zen 100% of the time. So with this, I think the maximum damage in the center should be decreased from 300 to 250. And I think the outer ring should have the damage buffed to a maximum of 150 damages down to 75 damages when you're on the outer ring. Maybe even more, but we'll get to that. So I understand that the damage is still low, but it's going to tie into the next thing about why I think it should be, you know, this low. So it really does nerf the kill potential of the move, but it's an all-around buff, right? Because it's a more consistent, evenly spread damage in the outer ring, which is where, you know, most people are anyways. So yeah, let's get to the next part, and then, you know, this first one would make more sense. So the second thing the ult should do is generate almost as fast, if not even maybe as fast or faster than Tracer's ultimate. It should just be part of his kit that he can throw around and mix up with his combos whenever he has it. Right now, he needs about, they have a weird point system. I'm not really sure what goes into that. Maybe it's the damage you have to do or something. I don't know. But he needs 1,680 points to get his ultimate now. Tracer, to get her ultimate, she needs 1,260. So let's make it 1,350 or something like really low like that. It'll be much weaker, but will also come out much more often, which, like I just explained, is how he plays. He's living AoE damage. He won't really be killing people with this ult anyways, right? You're not always going to get that 250 center. And I wouldn't be mad if they make the ultimate more frequent, and let's say they have this type of this setup for his for damage. I wouldn't be mad if they even increased how long it takes for him to land. Right now it's about a second to land. If they make it 1.5 to give people more time to get out the way, then I think that'll be fine. If it comes out this frequently, if every engagement or every 2 engagements, I can just kind of build it up real quick. I think that would be very fair, a good way to balance it. So yeah, he won't really be killing people with this ult, but it'll help him, continue that whittling theme he does to the entire enemy team. Again, his ult is just a more concentrated version of his seismic slam. So, we can weaken the damage. Well, this is actually, we can weaken the kill potential of the attack of the ultimate, increase the amount of time it takes for him to land, but also just make it pop out much faster, so he just cycles through it with all his other skills. So it won't be like a big bomb type of ability. It'll be just something that's normal, part of his kit that, helps, continue him whittling down at the enemy team. And you might think generating your ult this fast might be a little bit too fast, but no, I think it's fine. Like, I think it's very common. When I play Reinhardt, there's several times where in the same fight I get my ultimate twice. In some games, like every single engagement, I just get his ultimate. So yes, it's less kill potential, but we have a more evened out damage spread that you can use more. So I think it fits perfectly with how he's played. I'm gonna interrupt this video to remind you to like and subscribe. If 10% of the people who watch my videos were subscribed, I would be able to be a YouTube partner or be an official YouTube channel. So please, guys, help me out. And the third change is more about his health generation. I don't know why it's limited to 150 HP. That's only 2 people, since you get 75 damages per 75 overhealth per person. You should be rewarded if you hit several people. Like, shit, crank that up to 300. If I hit 4 people, give me 300 HP. He's already, like, dying all the fucking time and landing in the middle of the enemy. So all that HP goes away, like, really fast. If I hit 4 people, I should be rewarded. Give me 300 HP, Blizzard. I'm always dying anyways. And lastly, I know, it should just automatically reset his cooldowns. Skim his cooldowns. Come on, guys. So yeah, those are the 3 main changes I would make to his move, and that I would make to his skill, and that would make it more useful. And yes, you might argue that the damage is too low, but don't forget, he also gets a fuck ton of health in his new version. An extra 300 HP is no joke. So he does decent damage to the entire enemy team and generates a fuck ton of health, which will help him continue, string moves together and continue that, that entire enemy whittling away mechanic. It'll greatly facilitate entire team wipes, in my opinion. So now for the wild ideas. I have 3 this time. The first 2, like I said, are pretty simple, but the final one is something that, definitely won't happen. But I think you guys would actually like the simpler ones. Now that I'm thinking about it, maybe I did too much for the third one. So first off, I think it'll be cool if when he activates his Meteor Strike, he uppercuts everyone around him. This way, let's say they go up into the air. This way, when it'll be easier for him to hit his ultimate if he comes right back down in the same spot, because they wouldn't have, the same mobility. But yeah, he would have to, come down immediately down in the same spot he fell from. So yeah, that's pretty basic, but I think that'll be like a good one. So basic number 1. So for number 2, I think it'll be cool if when he uses his Meteor Strike, he pushes everyone that's kind of hit in the area. He pushes them back, and if they hit a wall, they take extra damage and are stunned for a few seconds. This is also a very doable, simple thing. I think that'll be cool. Just have all these people just spreading apart, slamming into the wall, then they're all dazed and confused. I think that would work. So for the third idea, let's say the entire area of damage is increased. The area of damage is increased by like 1.5 times. So it's a bigger radius for him to, to land in. and it all just does a flat 100 damage to everybody, but it creates like an electric mist that let's say reduces everybody's movement speed by like 25% or something, and everyone in the area 50 damages a second for like 10 seconds in that area. Kind of like how long I don't know how long it lasts, but I think Ball's ultimate lasts like forever. It feels like it lasts forever. So yeah, kind of going with you know how like some meteors, you know, they could be like radioactive or something like that, because what they make nuclear glass. I think that's more of an impact thing though, not a radiation thing. But yeah, they can be like pretty toxic. So yeah, some miasma radiation thing would be pretty cool, would look cool. And on top of that, the slowing of the speed, that would be good for, again, facilitating your team being able to wipe the enemy. It was something they already had in Seismic Slam, so again, this is a more concentrated version of Seismic Slam, so they already had it there, they can have it here. And the reason they took it away before was because they thought that it made his ultimate too easy to hit, so let's do it after he uses his ultimate. It'll greatly help your team's DPS, you know, pick people off. And Doomfist now is a facilitator, so it fits. Well, that's it for the skills. My next video in this series would be, like I said, a mix and matching, trying to actually see what a realistic version of it would look like. I'll probably have a version of Doomfist in the same video. It's just gonna be one video, but a version of Doomfist without the power block and a version of Doomfist with the power block ability. So yeah, stay tuned for that. But yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe.